and welcome to Monday Mindset. Hopefully, this gets your Monday off to a phenomenal start. That's why we come here every Monday to change our businesses by first changing our mindset. Today, I have a really good session for you, and let me throw up a PowerPoint right there for you. Fantastic. So, today we're going to be talking about knowledge and action and why those two things create success. So I'm going to go ahead and get going and just say hi when you jump in. Let me know you're here and we will get started. So today on Monday Mindset, we're going to talk about why knowledge and action honestly creates successes and a couple of things that you guys need to know about this. So let's get started. As always, this segment is sponsored by Agency Fast Track. If you want to get your agency on the fast track to success, go ahead and go to agencyfasttrack.com or jump in one of our groups or spaces where you can see us and talk to us. Good morning, Danny, and good morning, everyone else who is here. Okay, today's quote: grow beyond what you see so you can succeed beyond what you desire. Now, think about that for a minute. Growth is the major word here. We want to grow beyond what we see, who we are today, so we can succeed beyond what we actually even desire. When we open up the door to possibilities, we actually achieve more and greater than what we actually are thinking about. So, with that, let's talk about knowledge. Knowledge plus action equals success. That's today's topic. So, why is knowledge important? Why do we go out and we seek knowledge? Why do we try to find more knowledge, create more opportunity for ourselves? Good morning, Holly. Well, number one, it builds confidence, right? The more we know, the more confident we become. I am the living proof of that. When I first started doing these sessions, when I first started doing lives and all of this stuff, I was not very confident about it. And the more I learned about it, the more I did it, the more I experienced it, the more knowledge I got, the better I got at it, right? And it built my confidence and made me better, which leads to it helped me grow as a person. So, not just in business, but all the way around. I'm much better now with communication. I'm better talking to other people. I'm better at social events and definitely better in professional events as well. Knowledge also gives you access to new and different opportunities. When you open the door with your knowledge, when you go seek out new things, when you go seek out new knowledge, you actually open the door to new people, new places, new things, new opportunities in your world. Knowledge also influences the way we think about and do things. Again, the more knowledgeable we are about something, the more comfortable we feel, which in turn influences the way we think about those things. Knowledge also changes our perspective. It's funny, I'll hear something in the news and I'll come to a conclusion. And then I start thinking about looking up a little bit more about that particular subject. And the more I read about it, the more I learn about it, the more I know about it, oftentimes the more my perspective changes. And it's the same in a business environment. Our perspective is going to change over time as we learn more and more about different things we're trying to do. Knowledge also creates community and provides support systems. So, when you think about community, it lends itself to support systems. I am in multiple groups on Skype. And in one of those groups this morning, somebody actually posted, wow, I learned more in this group than I learned anywhere else. Why? Because it's a community. When you come and learn from just me, you're only going to learn what I know. But when you join the client acquisition and scaling community and you participate and you go to events and you participate in the conversations, then you open yourself up to the entire community, and that entire community becomes your support system. Knowledge also enhances innovation and creativity. It's funny, the more I learn about something, the more knowledge I get, really the more I start to create innovations and I think about doing things differently and I get more and more creative. Nothing comes to mind more so than Agency Remix and starting that endeavor and that software project. And in the beginning, when I learned about it, I had a different opinion. And then as I learned more and more, I started thinking about more ways that we could innovate and more creative ways we could use the tools. And so that comes with knowledge. And knowledge also impacts our relationships, right? It impacts our relationships. And the thing about that is, as we learn more, as we change and grow as individuals, we start looking to be around people that are similar or people who are ahead of us in the game. And that impacts all of our relationships, but it also impacts our relationships with not just the people we know and not just the people we're going to meet, but it impacts the relationship we have with ourselves as well. And knowledge inspires desire. As we learn more, as we do more, as we seek more, it inspires us to desire more, which in turn inspires us to take action, right? To take action. So that brings me to the next thing. Knowledge plus action equals success. So just having all the knowledge in our head isn't going to help us whatsoever. If we think about all the knowledge we have, all the courses we've taken, all the things we've done, if we don't implement the knowledge we have, if we don't take action, we are not going to succeed. And this is probably the single most important part of knowledge plus action equal success. Action is the number one reason why most people succeed. And let's talk about why. Number one, it builds self confidence. The more we do something, the longer we do something, the more self confidence we have. I will go back to this is episode 73 or 74 of Monday Mindset. I remember doing episodes 1, 2, 3. I wrote scripts. I wanted everything written down because I didn't have confidence in delivering week after week material and thinking that I would be successful at it. And while I do create PowerPoints now, I don't feel like I need the scripts anymore because I've taken action. And after 70 some odd weeks of doing this, I have a lot of self confidence that I can come up here and hopefully provide useful information, but more importantly, motivate everyone every single week to take action because that's important. And that ignites motivation. So as we take action, as we do more, as we continue to do higher and greater things, it ignites that motivation in us that makes us want to keep going. Action in a repetitive way also established habits. You hear it. It's that time of year, right? New Year's resolutions. And people say, if you do something for 30 days, it makes a habit. There's a lot of truth in that. I've been doing this now well over a year, Monday Mindset, and it's definitely a habit. It's a habit for me. It's a habit for a lot of you. And I know a lot of people don't show up live, but we have the ability to see the replays and see how many people watch. And a ton of people every week will definitely come on and watch. So they have also established those habits. So think about the actions you take and how, if you do them over and over again, if you get up every day and get dressed and get right to work, that's an action that will establish a habit of getting up every day and getting to work. Action also provides success. And why is that important? Because when we take action and we get small successes, those small successes turn into large success, providing that we continue to take action. If you think about all the people in the world who have either invented something spectacular or have done big things, the Bill Gates, the Steve Jobs, Elon Musk, like them or hate them, at the end of the day, One of the reasons why they're so successful is they took action and they kept taking action and they kept taking action. Action does offer a sense of accomplishment, and that accomplishment makes you feel good and makes you want to keep going and doing more and more and more. Action also gives you experience. So the longer you do something, the more experienced you become. And of course, the better you get at it. I am a very good speaker, not because I have some special talent or I took some special training. It's because I've done it repetitively for the better part of the last, believe it or not, 30 some odd years. I started as a trainer in front of a classroom, and then I moved into this space over time. Action, I do it again and again and again. And that experience is what makes me better at it than when I first started, or better than many other people. If you take action enough times, that experience is going to make you better. Action also creates abundance and satisfaction. Abundance. Action creates abundance. It's an odd thing to say, but it does. The more you do, the more you'll have. I don't care what it is. The more you do, the more you'll have. If you're struggling with sales, for example, if you're struggling with lead gen, if you'll do it again and again, taking action, no matter the outcome, continue to take action. Over time, it will create an abundance. I know some people say, man, I can't close a sale to save my life. Have you tried 100 times? Because if you try 100 times and you close one, that's success to me. Because the next 100, maybe you'll close two. And the next 100, maybe you'll close three. And right now you're thinking, man, that's not abundance. But it will turn into that as you do it more and more and more. The one thing I tell people all the time when they say, Lisa, how are you so successful? I laugh because I don't feel like I'm any different than anyone else. I feel like I've just taken more action than most. I will spend every opportunity I have taking action. I don't waste moments. It's rare that I'll waste time because it's the number one asset I have that I don't have to waste. And action equal time. Something else action does for you, it allows you to shift and pivot. I can't stress enough that shifting and pivoting is key to success. Being able to look at something and say, this isn't going the way I need it to go. How can I change it? How can I modify it? What can I do differently? In other words, how can I shift and pivot? When we think about COVID and when that hit, a lot of people gave up. A lot of people who worked daily jobs who were sent home with 6 and 8 weeks of nothing to do. They binge watched TV. Other people decided to shift and pivot and start businesses and do something. Now, I'm not saying every single body is going to be able to make a shift or pivot quickly to gain success. It's the small actions daily that will lead to big action over time. Action also determines what's possible. If you take no action, nothing will happen. If you take action, it creates a chain reaction, which then instills success, creates success, builds success. If you take enough action, it's very hard to fail. If you've implemented all the other things like community, and we talked about that in knowledge. So all this leads us to what we're all really looking for, right? Success. Success. Whether it be success making more money, success building your business, getting more clients, getting more free time, whatever it is you're trying to do. Success means you've achieved a small or all part of that which you're trying to do. So success ensures you reach your goals, right? We have to do in order to get. And the more we get success, the more things go our way, the more and higher we reach our goals. Because success brings us an amazing amount of satisfaction. It feels good. It builds our confidence. Every time we succeed, our confidence grows. I remember the first time creating a course way back 20 some odd years ago. And I was on a salary working for a big company, but I created my first course that long ago. Man, it felt good. Why is it that it took me another 20 years to do it for myself instead of for a company? Confidence. I needed to do it more and more and more to build that confidence that I have today. And I'm very confident. It's the one word, if somebody were to say, hey, what's a word about you? It comes up all the time. I'm very confident. But that only became from my knowledge plus my action, and the multiple successes I had started building that confidence. And confidence encourages hope. Every time I create another course that impacts someone, whether it's one person that tells me, hey, Lisa, man, you changed my life. That encourages me. It gives me hope. It makes me want to do it again and again and again. And if I ever do something where it hasn't impacted people, I look at it and say, well, did it get me to the next thing that impacted people? I remember somebody once coming to a one-on-one with me, a strategy call they signed up for. And I had been doing a podcast for years, and I've been really bad about getting that. That's a New Year's resolution for me in 2023 to get back with my podcast. But when I think about that podcast, I didn't think it was doing anything. I had done it for about a year, and I had 180 some odd episodes kind of in the can, so to speak. And I didn't know if I wanted to keep doing it. And then all of a sudden, I got on a call with somebody, and they told me, you know, I listened to that podcast and it gives me hope. Well, one, I didn't even know anybody was listening, let alone making an impact. And that encouraged me and it gave me hope that if I just keep taking action and I keep doing stuff long enough and I keep trying to help people, good things will happen. And they have. Success offers us security because the more successful we become, the more we learn how to do something, the more repeatable that thing is. And the more we can repeat it, the more security we have. You hear this from a lot of folks that have really reached amazing success levels. They'll tell you, and I've said this before, if someone were to take everything away from me today, I could turn around and get it back. I know I could be homeless and penniless, and I know I could still get out of that hole. Why? Because I've had success. I know how to do it. So that offers me security. My knowledge plus my experience with all the action I've taken now has provided me a way that offers me security. I'll be successful. Sure, maybe there's some reason I can't do what I'm doing today, but I could go mow a lawn, I could go do something, clean a house. I know I could be successful yet again. And I would start every time I would start right where I started before, at the beginning. Success also provides inner peace and harmony. I can't tell you how good it feels to be successful. I was a top level, excuse me, for lack of better terms, corporate A executive, right? It did not give me inner peace and harmony because I never felt successful in that role. Why? Because there was no meaning or purpose for myself personally. When we own our own businesses and achieve success, it really does provide that peace and harmony. Like, this is what we're meant to do. Sure, there's stress. Sure, there's other things and other emotions that come with it. But knowing this is where I belong, success helped me figure that out, which also brings to internal discovery. Even though it took me a long while to come full circle, I know who I am now. I like to help people. I like to train. I like to mentor. I like to go out and learn something and then come back and dumb it down and simplify it so I can help others the way I need help, right? I need things dumbed down for me. So being able to realize that about myself. It took success to do that. Success also keeps me motivated and alive, right? I am motivated to continue day after day. I love getting up and working. Sometimes I have to remind myself, hey, go live. Like, go live your life. Yesterday, we went out and had a nice day, and I didn't work that much yesterday. Why? Because we all need a break. But success does keep me motivated and makes me want to keep going and do things over and over again. It makes me want to come here every Monday. Now, I think in 2023, we might change the format a little bit. And instead of it being a regimented time, I might just do lives every week, more than one even. And then you guys watch the replays like you're doing right now, some of you guys. Success also encourages success in others. We help other people when we help ourselves, right? And my favorite of all, success inspires success, right? Success inspires success. If you're hanging out with a bunch of successful people, it's very hard not to be successful, right? If you're hanging out with people that are taking action, if you're hanging out with people that are doing things, it inspires others to do the same. So, my point today is pretty simple and something that I hope will motivate you for the rest of the week just to go out there and get it done, right? Knowledge plus action equals success. If you gain enough knowledge and you take enough action, it will lead to success. Yes, I know it can be frustrating. I talk to you guys behind the scenes on Skype, one-on-one. I hear it all the time. It's frustrating. It was for me too. You just have to keep getting more knowledge, honing your craft, taking action, and I promise you it will lead to greater success. So, how can you gain knowledge, take action, create success? Some of you guys here, I know you're already doing this. But if you have not, this is the time of year where everyone's inspired. Last week, I opened up a new program and it goes for 4 weeks. So we have 3 weeks left. You can go get caught up. You can go watch the replay of the session. You can do your homework and get caught up. So I'd like you to join me over the next 3 weeks. We want to do something special. For many of you guys that are in our agency remix community, this isn't going to cost you anything but time. For the rest of you guys, it's going to cost you a whole 47 bucks, right? That's all it's going to cost you. We are in the middle of what we call our best year ever. We do it every year. And while the exercise can be very similar every year, the conversations we have with the group, what we talk about, what we do is what's important. You're going to come and create a plan for yourself. We started last week. We continue this week on Wednesday. So if you're not in this, I need you to get in it and I need you to come live. Don't just watch the replay. You can. There's nothing wrong with that. I get it. Some of you guys have jobs and things like that, but I encourage you to come live. Last week, we were with a live group and you're going to see not a lot of people showed up live and we worked through their specific issues and we talked about their specific goals and what they hope to achieve. So if you want to get involved and let me guide you step by step, again, I don't usually sell anything on Monday Mindset, but at this time of year, it's the perfect time to set your goals, create your action plans, plan out your steps, project success, right? We want to really get you into the mode of 2023 so we can really guide you to have your best year ever. So if you're not in our agency remix platform, the cost is $47. The time commitment is 2 hours a week, 1 hour to spend with me on a call, and we keep it to 1 hour. We did that last week. And then the next hour, sometime during that week, to do your homework so you can come back to the next session, which is Wednesday, and take action. Guys, if you're not in this, I want you to get in it. I don't often tell you have to do something. This one, no brainer. 47 bucks is one meal out. Okay. And the only reason I'm charging for it is I want you to commit to yourself. I want you to invest in yourself. It's symbolic. So join me if you're not in there already. I do see a couple of names that I know are in there already. agencyfasttrack.com/offers/ and then you got to put in this ugly little phrase right here. I should have done better. I apologize. And it's case sensitive. So just type this link in and then I'll put it in. If you're watching the restream, I will put it in the chat or the comments below, depending on where you're at. This is streaming to 4 different channels. This is on 2 YouTube channels and 2 Facebook channels. So you should be able to find the link. If not, reach out. You guys know where to find me. So that's it. I want to encourage you this week to do what we always do. We get inspired on Monday. We come here for a half an hour. That's it, a half an hour. And we get our mindsets right. Because if you want to change your business, you have to change your mindset. And that's what we come here to do. So hopefully you guys have a prosperous, productive week. I will see you hopefully on Wednesday in Best Year Ever. But if not, I'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Come here with me every week. Get ready to work. This pumps me up for the week and gets me in the right frame of mind to have my best week ever. So I always have my best year ever. Have a phenomenal week, everyone. And we will see you Wednesday or next week.